Coastal Capital is a lender to businesses, especially for equipment needs. And the company has been in business since 2007. And with me is Kortney Murray, the CEO of Coastal Capital. So great to have you back.
Jane, good to see you. Thank you.
So let's talk about, this has been a rough year economically. We've seen, of course, interest rates go up, inflation's gone up. I mean, how have you stayed ahead of the competition? How have you navigated all of that?
Sure. So Coastal Capital is a little bit different than traditional bank lending. Obviously, we are catered more to, actually, all to business. And so we look at a few different parts, such as the asset they're buying, how long they've been in business, the risk of the deal. So current interest rates really don't affect us all too much because it really is the story of the file before we underwrite. And one of the things that have kept us ahead of our competition is with manufacturing, you know, backed up and things like that, we're able to offer some deferment payment options so people can still buy their asset before it's manufactured and brought in.
I see, interesting. So you've got some flexibility.
We do.
And almost kind of a hedge against interest rates.
We do.
So that's fortunate for you, but the supply chain issues have been impacting your customers, it sounds like.
They have, and so one of the things that we've incorporated is we have started allowing private party sales, meaning if our client finds a piece of equipment that someone's selling, maybe they're selling their business, we're not always having to pay just the manufacturer. Now we can pay private parties.
I see.
And so it allows us to kind of stay ahead of the competition, allowing our customers to get that asset into production today instead of waiting the 6 months for it to be manufactured.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, I'm sure they appreciate that as well. And there's probably quite a bit of that private sale.
There are.
With equipment, I would think. Yeah.
Yeah, there is. I mean, there's a little bit more due diligence to do because we have to show ownership of the asset and things like that. We want to make sure that they're buying something that's not a lemon. And so we can work with auction houses now and things like that. So we're able to do a pre-approval so they can go to auction and find something that may work for them.
Yeah. Now, do most of your customers work with you instead of a bank or in addition to a bank?
You know, that would probably, most of our customers, when they start working with us, they stay with us because we do have access to multiple pieces of capital, such as SBA loans, we can do lines of credit, we also do equipment financing, but we also work with banks as partners. So when banks can't approve startup companies or companies that might be on their risk portfolio as too high of a risk, that bank likes them to work with companies like ours so they keep their money in that banking institution because we don't hold money. We just, you know, lend it outside of the box. So our exposure is a little bit different than a bank.
Right. No, it's a really interesting way of financing and helping businesses where they may not have an option. It gives them another option.
Exactly.
Financing and getting off the ground. And you have some flexibility in terms of age, caps, education. I mean, explain that too. Like, who would all be eligible?
We do. So we, you know, a lot of banks, they have a 10-year cap on equipment. And so we have, actually, I financed a 1979 baby grand piano, which was kind of funny. We don't have an age restriction on a lot of equipment unless it's heavy trucking. We like to keep it in a mileage range because we don't want to buy an asset to, you know, repossess it and sell it. We want to make sure that our client is happy. So most of the time, as long as it's a strong asset, we can go out up to 30 years.
Okay, interesting. So what's next for Coastal Capital?
We are actually growing and expanding. We have grown our office just kind of twofold. It's been amazing, but we are opening up our own little lines internally, and we're trying to help our customers not only gain the asset, but we want them to gain the exposure of marketing, such as, you know, maybe doing some additional advertising or billboard space. So we're adding this ancillary product to kind of stay ahead of the game.
Now, you're based in Florida. Do you operate nationwide?
We are nationwide, Jane,
Yeah. Awesome. Great to get an update, Kortney. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yep. Thanks.